Dendrites receive electrical messages and send them to the cell body. The electrical messages that come here are for exciting or inhibiting purposes. The soma supports the chemical processing of the neuron. It is the most important in terms of that it is the location of the production of neurotransmitters. From the dendrites, the axon is where messages are passed through its branches, which then are passed to other neurons or muscles or glands. The myelin sheath is a layer of fatty tissues that increases the spread of impulses and covers the axon and its branches. The axonal terminal is where messages are sent to other neurons or muscles or glands. The axonal or synaptic bulb, which is in purple, forms synapses with effectors. The synaptic vesicles, which are in light pink, store neurotransmitters that are to be released at the synapse. The neurotransmitters, which are in hot pink, are chemical messengers that unlock small channels at the receiving site, and ions flow in that receiving site, exciting or inhibiting the receiving neuron's readiness to fire. Some examples of neurotransmitters are dopamine, serotonin, and acetylcholine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a role in reward-motivated behavior. Serotonin affects mood and social behavior, appetite and digestion, sleep, memory, and sexual desire and function. As you can see, the neurotransmitter serotonin has a variety of functions. Acetylcholine activates muscle and plays a major part in the autonomic nervous system as a neurotransmitter. A synaptic gap transfers one electrical activity or information from one cell to another. The postsynaptic dendrite is where the electrical activity or information is received. The process for having an electrical impulse go through a neuron and cause a certain response, which is usually a neurotransmitter, is called neural transmission or neural communication. Neural transmission starts with the neural firing, which is when a neuron is activated or fired, which means an electrical impulse, also called an action potential, begins its journey across a neuron. It all starts with a single axon, which is found at the end of a soma. The axon starts by sending off a message, an action potential, through neural firing. This action potential travels down a neuron's axonal bulbs until reaching the synapse. When the action potential reaches the bottom of the axonal bulb of the axon terminal, it stimulates the release of neurotransmitters from synaptic vesicles, which are located within the bulb. These neurotransmitters then cross the synaptic gap and bind to the receptor sites on the postsynaptic dendrite of another neuron, which then allows ions to enter that receiving neuron, causing a new action potential to be fired.